Well, first of all, a big congrats to Coach Farley and his staff and program and players just for a great weekend. We were all playing at the same time, it seemed, on Saturday, but we got some updates after our match and very excited for them and wish them the best of luck. I've talked a lot to the media already about our conference tournament weekend, and I won't speak specifically right now, but if there's any questions, about the last weekend, I would be glad to answer those at the end, but just want to talk a little bit about what we have coming up. Obviously, extremely excited to be in the NCAA tournament. It is the ultimate goal that we have each year to put ourselves in a position to play in this and have a chance to make a run at a NCAA championship. So very excited. It was a little bit different this time, being able to know that we were in, even though I said this already a couple times, but being in that last part, I did have to turn to our team and ask if we did win this weekend because it was not feeling that way as the evening went on, but very excited to have the opportunity. As Jarek said, we are headed to Wisconsin and we face Pepperdine, who is a very tough team, a very tough first opponent. I have a lot of respect for Coach Wong and what he's done, not just as a coach, but as a player. So definitely know they're going to be a well-coached team. But Pepperdine is a team that was second in the West Coast Conference, a conference that this year got 5 teams in. So day in and day out, each weekend, they're playing very tough competition and have done very, very well. So definitely know that they're going to be tough. And the cool thing is with the way the video system works now, we have had an opportunity to already look at Pepperdine some, and we'll obviously continue to do that as a staff. But some of the things that really stick out for us initially with Pepperdine is, first of all, an extremely tough serving team. They have every type of serve. Players go back there and are doing different things from jump top to floaters through the zone. We have short, deep servers. So probably one of the most challenging serving teams that we have seen this year. And as far as defense, they are second, I think, in the league, holding all their opponents to under 200 hitting percentage. And I think the biggest part of that is they have a great block up front. They're very physical, but very scrappy in the defense. One of the best liberos that I've seen so far this year, so led by her in the backcourt. And then they are a very good ball control team. So what that means is they get the ball to the setter in good position, a very balanced offensive attack. I think they have 3 kids that are averaging over 3 kills per set, and then the other 2 are averaging over 2. So I think the setter does an excellent job of getting the ball to the right person at the right time, very confident in any of her attackers at any time. So obviously that puts a lot of stress on your defense if they're in system. So a lot of things that they obviously do well. I think the other challenge for us is the Thursday game and the turnaround. I forget that you can play on Thursday. I was kind of expecting a Friday, a Saturday, but it's Thursday, Friday. And so for us, just trying to find that balance between, what you do on the court, what you do resting, what you do for recovery with our athletic training staff. So we have a little bit of shorter time to do that. And Pepperdine, I think the last time they played was last Tuesday. So like Coach Farley said, I think the biggest advantage for them is just being able to decide what they want to do and when. When you have a full week or more, you get an opportunity to practice or not practice and do really what your team needs. And obviously we didn't have that. And our weekend was awesome, but it was a long, tiring weekend for a lot of reasons, but a very fun one. But that does present some challenges for us in this next week. So I trust our athletic training staff that they'll have our kids as ready to go as possible. I think as a coaching staff, we'll make good decisions on what's best for our team. And part of that is getting a feel, even when we step on the court and see how they're doing. Maybe we have a plan and maybe we have to adjust that depending on how they're doing. I think the other thing that's a real positive for us is just the distance. Madison is a great opportunity for us to travel well. Worry a little bit about the Thursday. Obviously, some people are going to have to take some time off of work, but we're hoping that we have enough people that are willing to do that because we have such an awesome fan base, and the opportunity for them to travel would be absolutely wonderful. So I know Madison will put on a great event for an NCAA tournament. They do a great job and know a lot of the staff there. So we're looking forward to a really cool NCAA tournament experience. Any questions?
It's been 2012 since Pepperdine entered the tournament. Obviously, this is your 4th straight appearance. How much can that experience help you?
I think, part of it is we have a lot of players that have had that experience too. So they know what to expect going into it. I know there's always going to be the nerves a little bit because it is an exciting time of year and it's more adrenaline nerves than anything else. But I think we've had some experienced players that know how to handle that. They know how to handle the big stage, what it's going to be like. They've been to places in my mind that are similar to Wisconsin and the facility that they have there as well. So I think that all helps. So any bit of experience I think is huge at this time of year because it is very different. It's there's nothing better in my mind than being able to play in that NCAA tournament. But there's a lot of things that you have to work to control. It's so exciting that, the sport of volleyball in my mind is one of those where you have to be able to control that excitement to a point because of the skills that you have to perform. I used to give my husband a hard time. It's not like football where you can just go out and hit people. Yes, you can hit a ball, but it actually has to be in the court. So you can hit it as hard as you can, but sometimes that's not the best option. So, but I love the fact that we have a lot of people with experience and we have some that have not. And I think our leaders and the people that have been on the court will do a good job of being a good example and helping those kids.
How exciting is it between NCAA and MVC to have half the Missouri Valley Conference in postseason?
It is really cool, and we felt that was a huge opportunity for our conference to have that. And I think the neat thing is that it is a choice with the NIVC right now, and the fact that those schools are supporting that and allowing those teams to participate in that just says a lot for our conference and the progress that we've made in the sport of volleyball within our conference. So I think any postseason experience is going to help those teams as they move on, and even with recruiting, but just to have that postseason. There's nothing like it. Even the NIVC is a great opportunity. So very excited. Obviously, way excited for Illinois State. We knew they were very deserving, but again, one of the last teams to get in. And when we were seeing some of the other teams that were getting in, we were a little bit nervous, but very excited for them and know they have the opportunity to do really well as well.
How do you feel like you match up with Pepperdine? I don't know how much you've been able to see them, but is it a good matchup, or is it a...
Yeah, I think it's a little tough to tell that right now. I think there's some things that we do well that I think will help us. I think the biggest thing is some of the things on video are a little difficult to understand and to be able to tell, and serving to me is one of those. I think that to me is the biggest potential for challenge for us, is just because we don't see a lot of those types of servers. We've actually gotten a machine that we had from probably 10 years ago out of the closet to try to represent some of the topspin. It's not exactly the same, and it ruins a few balls. So we're going to have to pick a few balls that we want to ruin, I guess, and use that. But just we don't see a lot of the topspin, heavy topspin. So I think those are some of the challenges that until we get out there will be interesting to see. And I think, we have played teams like Pepperdine very early, but we're a different team now. And so it's a little bit more difficult to see exactly what those matchups will be. But I like the way we have competed against those teams early in the season. So I think just because they're a little bit bigger and physical, I think it helped to play Marquette later in the season, more physical like Marquette. Probably better ball control than we've seen, but a lot of teams. So our serving game will be huge as well. And obviously they go against tough servers every day. So like I said, when they're in system, they're going to be very difficult. So our serve and pass game will be a big part of our ability to be successful this week.